Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting. Hello, this is Brad Weisman. You're listening to Real Estate and You. We're back in the studio, and this is a very exciting show. We have two people that you know, but you don't really know. And that's what we're going to find out today. Who are these people behind the scenes? And you'll see them already on the screen, because when your producer's in front of the camera, you have one angle. And that's pretty much it, right?
That's right.
Right, Hugo?
That's right. But it's the right angle, though.
I think it's the right angle. I think so. Are you good with it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we all look. Yeah. I think we all look stunning. Actually, looking in there, it looks like we look pretty stunning. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
All right. So this is kind of a show about the show, yet also a show about you two, because you do so much for me behind the scenes, and I want people to know you. I want them to know what you do besides this, and I think we'll start. I think we're gonna start with Toni.
Okay.
Toni, how you doing?
I'm okay.
You're in the hot seat.
Yeah, I don't like being in the hot seat.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. Toni does a great job. She does all the social media stuff for me, and has done a fantastic job. She works through Susie Ray Design. And but you do other things. And I know, let's just talk about your personal life a little bit. You are married.
Yes, I am.
And you have children?
Yes, I do. I have a daughter that is 7.
7. So you're busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very busy. So what do you do besides this?
Well, I also help my husband run his business. So that's Stevens Electric.
Awesome. That's electrifying.
Electrifying.
I like
Hugo
that.
always laughs at my jokes. That's why I hired him.
It's dad jokes, right?
Dad joke. Oh, totally dad jokes. Yeah. And does your daughter ever say it to your husband?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Dad jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Those are her best jokes.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. The kids love dad jokes. Do you get the dad joke?
No,
thing?
I do. I love them too.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So go ahead. So he has his own business, and so what else? So you're a mom, and here's the thing that people don't realize: you're a master scuba diver.
Mm-hmm. Master recreational scuba diver. So I'm not a professional. I can't teach you, but I have went through all the training and all the dives, and I have close to 100 dives.
Wow. How deep?
My deepest is 109 feet.
That's deep.
Yep.
That's deep. So you're talking like if you come up too fast, you're in trouble.
Oh, dead.
Dead. There we go.
No.
Yeah. It's a great sport, right? It's a great sport. Yeah. I hate swimming to begin with. So then if you had to tell me how to come up slower, I'd be dead. That would be a problem for me.
Wait, so if you come out of the water too fast, you die? What happens to your body?
Bends, right?
Well, your lungs would explode because when you go down...
Which in this country, that's a bad thing. If your lungs explode.
Not in my tribe.
Guatemala.
Not in my tribe.
Not in my tribe. In Guatemala, they're fine with that. Totally fine with it. Yeah.
Your lungs can break.
Yeah. So so your lungs actually just...
Because of the pressure. So as you go down past 30 feet, they're called bars. So as you keep going deeper, the pressure like constricts. And then when you come up, it expands. So if you expand it at a higher rate, that's when you just...
That's not good.
Accidents happen.
That's a bad thing. That's thing. Right. So you do that. And then anything else that we don't know about you? I mean, master diver?
No.
Master social media person is what we're going to call you.
Oh,
so tell us, I'll tell you what, since that's what you do for us, tell us what are the things right now on social media? What are the things we need to know, the trendy things or the things that are no longer cool to do and will get you not so good responses?
Well, Instagram.
In layman terms now.
Oh, gosh.
She starts talking that stuff, Hugo. We have
she
no
gets pretty technical.
Yeah, she gets in deep.
Well, Instagram's like master plan just changed. So the rules of the game have changed. So
didn't know that.
No more 30 hashtags.
So no more of the, you know what she means? Like, you know how you seem like loaded with hashtags.
Yeah.
Now it's 5, you said.
At max 5.
Max 5. Mm-hmm. That changed like overnight?
Well, in the last month or so. So we're going to start implementing that on our page. See how that goes.
Yeah, good. What else we need to know about social media?
Well, Instagram prioritizes those who post every day on their grid.
Okay.
So not just reels, but pictures, carousels.
Grid is like the main thing.
The main profile.
Reels are the smaller things.
Are they prioritizing the search, or how are they prioritized? Like they pop on more people's feed?
Yes, like your For You page, or that'd be similar. Or just when you're scrolling and trying to find people, that's what they'll push to all of your.
Interesting. Interesting. All right. Isn't it funny how this stuff changes? That's the thing. That's why you have to hire somebody. Because seriously, if I had to spend time, I don't have that time to study it, to figure out what changed, what didn't change, what's the cool thing, what's the non-cool thing. You know what I mean? There's so much to keep up on with this stuff.
I know. It gets complex. And as it is the case in any business, as it gets more complex and you want to grow, you need the people, you need the experts in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So anything else you can think of on there?
Well, video is still prioritized, but they want you using the Instagram video editor now, not CapCut or any of the other editors.
Wow. So what do we do?
Well, I edit them normally, just clean edit, and then I upload them. So I'm not using CapCut, but we are using like a clean edit.
Got it.
Wait, so how does Instagram know if you're using CapCut?
I guess the transitions and the templates, like it starts to look all the same. So it picks up on that stuff.
Interesting. That's amazing.
They should just buy CapCut.
I know.
Just integrate all the features into their platform.
Yeah. I have no idea what CapCut is, just so you know. If you guys just want to have a podcast yourselves, that's fine. I got something to do. No, I love this. This is great. This is good because you guys get a chance to actually talk about it.
Yeah.
So those are interesting things that are going on. So Instagram's changing things. What about Facebook? Anything you can tell us about Facebook that's changing, going?
Well, Facebook's and Instagram's kind of one and the same.
Okay.
So
because they're owned by the same.
It's all Meta.
It's all Meta, yeah. It's all Meta these days.
So again, still less hashtags. You on Facebook in general, you never wanted to use 30 hashtags. That's a little absurd.
That's passe.
I will say that in my experience for business, I would say more less tailored post and more real post. People's faces, less salesy, more real conversations with
like raw
brands.
footage. Yeah, raw. Yeah, okay. So is this stuff changing? Is it like every 6 months there's big changes? Is this something that's every 2 months? Like, what are you seeing from when you started doing this to now? Is it changing always?
It is always changing. You're always learning. So that's why I'm not a master, because there's always something to learn.
Yeah, right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
As soon as you become an expert, you stop learning.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right, Hugo, let's put you in the hot seat. Tell us what's going on in the video world.
In the video world, well. Well, businesses are starting to realize, most businesses are now just realizing that social media is just a necessity now for your business in the marketing department. And Reels and Shorts have just come to change the game, because now people are just expecting a point. Give it to me, 60 seconds, and boom. So now, there's trends, that are very popular, like the talking heads and this and that. But as Toni said, I think that people find a connection in when they see people, when they see faces, when they see smiles, and when it's just real. It's like reels about being real. Yeah.
Spelled different.
Yeah. But that's what it is. And
so what about as a whole business? What are you doing for businesses as far as, because you do video video editing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are you doing for a business? Are you doing documentary type stuff? Are you doing just fun little bits that you put on social media or commercial type things? What are you doing?
That is the most requested one, especially in editing. If I get asked a lot to do testimonials and footage acquisition, because some companies may have someone in their staff that is able to do, especially if they want just ready to cut footage. Yeah, they just want me to come, get the event, get the footage. Sometimes I edit it, but sometimes I not. Sometimes they say we just want to have,
and they'll do what they want with it, make reels or shorts and things.
So that is the strategy that they just compile a library of footage and photos and whatnot that they can reuse, and they're normally shot in a high resolution so that they can be used horizontally and also vertically for reels and shorts and whatnot.
Interesting. Any new techniques that you see in video wise? I mean, there's sometimes you see there's just different things you'll see in video where there's real quick edits was like a thing for a while. Is that still, you know what I mean? Like you see like real quick things happening,
and like you're thinking about the previous question that you were asking, Tony, too, that how often the trends change, not only in the production, but also in the editing and the social media trends. I think that once the trend starts to pick up and everybody starts doing it, that's when in the marketing we have to say, okay, let's do something different.
It's different because by that time it's already being overused. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I see that in all the different platforms, whether it's social media or video or anything. You'll see all of a sudden one thing just becomes the trend.
Yeah,
and that's what people do.
I think that every video concept should be guided by purpose, and so everything that is to be designed should be designed with function primarily, and just decorated with creativity. So once you have identified the message you want to say, you just ask the question, what is the most creative way to say or to show this? Yeah.
It almost reminds me sometimes, it reminds me like a Super Bowl commercial where you ever notice where it's very hard to remember the product and also remember the commercial itself. So like you'll see like a funny commercial, but if you can't say what the product was, that's kind of what you're saying is you got to, what's the purpose? What's the company name we're trying to get out there? And now how do we make it entertaining and also memorable? Yeah. But memorable doesn't mean they remember the company name, and that could be a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Super Bowl halftime, when they do those commercials, you're like, everybody's into watching the commercials. And every once in a while, you're like, oh, don't you like the one that this and this? Yeah, what company did that? That's not good.
That's right.
Not good. So I can see that's important, very important.
Liberty Mutual has an interesting approach to it that they say emotional ads help you to remember emotional moments or emotional tunes help you remember So here's a melancholy, and they straight tell you this is what we're doing, and this is why we want you to remember.
Yeah, I think Geico changed that whole landscape. If you think about it, Geico commercials changed the whole. Progressive has their thing now. Liberty Mutual has theirs, but Geico's the one with the gecko always was the one that changed the whole thing, changed everything. Yeah. So let's talk about the podcast a little bit, or talk about podcasts in general.
All right.
What are you finding works? I mean, you look at the numbers and reels and all that stuff. You have your notes that you hear from the industry. What have you noticed that works maybe with podcasts that is different than what the industry's saying? Or that you're sitting there going, that's weird. That reel got a lot more attention than I thought it would. Is there anything that you like that you can point out or say, okay, podcasts are a little different in this way?
Yeah, I would say just getting to the hook. That's going to be the hardest part with a podcast, because you never know what someone's going to relate to when you're talking about a podcast. So you're trying to get 5 to 30 seconds of this amazing content, but you can only pick so many. So you just gotta hook them to see.
Because it's 15 to 18 minutes of a conversation, and you're trying to pick that one thing that goes, I got him. I got him. I got him now. Not to just look at the reel, because the whole idea of the reels isn't that to look at the full product. I mean, that's to draw somebody in, right? It's a quick. I mean, we're in that now society. Everybody wants everything now, and we want to know what we're going to listen to now. And I think because everybody's time is so precious, they want to make sure if they're going to listen to a podcast that this is something that's going to contribute to their lives.
Yeah.
Or watch the full video.
Watch the full video. Yeah, exactly. What do you think with the podcast? A little different than other stuff you've done?
I have.
He hates the show, is what he's going to say.
I know.
He's like, this show's terrible.
No, but I agree with that. That there have been reels that I have seen that for some reason they don't put the link to whatever the source is, and I said, man, I wish I could see this whole thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But that is always great. I think that Toni nails the point there. That you need to find that little hook, and then
And then once you get them hooked, where do they go?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How do I get to the rest of it?
Direct them to where we want them to go.
Which is in the bio, the link in the bio
Yes.
and Instagram, right?
And typically it's the video, the YouTube subscriptions and seeing the full video on YouTube or downloading the podcast and listening into that on your own time. However you want to consume your media.
So, Brad, as a host, let me ask you then, as a host, what do you enjoy the most? Why do you do this stuff?
I enjoy many aspects of it. I enjoy actually just talking to people. I enjoy discovering people and discovering who they are, what makes them tick, why they do what they do. That part is really enjoyable for me because I feel that every time you do that, not only am I gaining something for myself as far as, whether you call it selfish or not or whatever, but I'm gaining something, gaining knowledge. And that helps me be better as a real estate wise, because a lot of the show is obviously about real estate. But it also helps me better as a person, and the connectivity, when you're connecting with people, I think that's what we're here for. We're here to connect with people and connect with each other. And I think the more we do that, the more whole we are in our lives.
Who's your ideal guest? If you had one guest that you could pick out of anybody in the world, who would you pick? Sit right there where Toni is.
That's a tough one. I think if I had anybody that I could pick as a guest, I'm going to say it would have been probably Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
Yeah. He was a big part of my musical aspirations, and it would have been neat to have a conversation with him. To really dig into his brain.
Can you do an impression of Michael Jackson?
I cannot. I'm not good at that. No, I don't do impressions, by the way.
No.
But no, I think he would have been an interesting guest, and I think that'd be cool.
Cool.
What's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Ooh, that's a good one. Favorite Michael Jackson song? There's so many. I'm going to say probably Billie Jean.
Okay.
Yeah, just because of when he did that on stage for the first time at the American Music Awards, which is when he really was at the top of his game, and he did that whole dance, the whole thing. That was where the moonwalk was brought out for the first time ever in history, and that was a very. I remember watching it as a kid, and it blew my mind. He was bigger than life because of the dance and the routine he did, and the song itself was amazing.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot what I was going to ask you.
That's okay. This is what happens. I do the same thing. So, let's go back to the show. And where would you like to see the show go video wise?
Well, video wise, I think that hopefully just a bigger space. I think that the quality that we have, it's great. The audio quality, the video quality. But if we were able to probably have a bigger space to have, I don't know, it will give us more depth.
And more sets too. And, one of the things I've thought about too is that if we did get a bigger space at some point, was having a spot where when it's just two people, having like a higher pub table. And talking like that, And then I thought for this situation, we had talked about having more of a sofa or like a wraparound type situation.
I saw one. I think that Kevin Hart does. I don't know if he calls it a podcast, but he did just this talks. David Letterman did something like that too, where they were just in a stage sitting, and that was pretty cool.
It is cool, and I think that there would be more. I think a more laid back, casual type conversation that way. But for now, this is what we have. So
increase this budget, Brad.
Got to get it bigger. We need more sponsors. By the way, this is where we're all going to say sponsors. And our two sponsors right now are amazing. We have Goodfellas Granite.
That's right,
and we also have CMG Loans, which is Mike Bauer, and we hope that you support them because they're supporting the show, and we appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
That's
so,
right.
Toni, where would you want to see it go, or what do you see as changes or things that how we can grow in the future?
Well, I'm hoping for a little bit more input from our audience.
Good idea.
That
good.
would be just wonderful. Just more questions for our guests, because that's really why we do this, and what makes it really fun.
Absolutely,
is giving them what they want.
So we'll have to work on that, right?
Post it in the comments, guys.
Yeah, post it in the comments.
That's right. Just right now.
Exactly.
Right now.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it's a good, because having feedback is really good. Because that's how we grow, and that's how we know to change things or not change things, or are we winning here or are we losing here?
What are you guys liking? What the people are liking, what they want? Yeah.
Get a new host,
No.
It's the Hugo Cardona Show.
That's right.
But I got to say, last night we were at the, just recently we were at the Habitat for Humanity event, and it was nice to hear that a lot of people came up and said they liked the podcast. So kudos to all of us for that.
There you go.
A lot of people come up and said that. I think that's pretty much it. And this was a good podcast. There's a lot of information here, a lot that people can gain, because you guys are very talented at what you do. And I want to say thanks for doing everything you do for the show, because I really appreciate it. And and then I think maybe we should do this again sometime. We'll just sit down and talk about the show.
That's right.
More questions.
And more questions. Get more questions from the audience is what we need.
Yeah.
So Tony's going to tell you to get more questions from you. That's what we need. So that's pretty much it.
That's right.
All right, man. That's it. That's a wrap. Okay. Thanks so much. So we had Toni and we had Hugo. The behind the scenes, the people that make it happen. I'm actually just a puppet. I just do this. That's all I do. I do nothing else but that. That's it. So, all right. That's it. We'll talk to you later. See you next Thursday at 1 o'clock. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136.